So you have been a strong advocate for security that is designed in, not bolted on. Why is this principle still so difficult to implement in practice?
Well, it's not clear what security means. So, again, to first start out with knowing what problem you're solving. So, if you just say security is good, everyone agrees with that. But what are you talking about with security? Are you talking about making sure that you can receive data or that the data that you receive is true? Then it becomes really much harder. So I do believe that there should be a lower level that just moves data around. And then on top of that, and you might think that's bolted on, you have cryptography and authentication. So that all sounds great if I want to send you an email that you'll know that it came from me and ahead of time who I am. That model kind of falls apart when you're getting information from people you don't know because there's no way for them to authenticate themselves to you. You don't know who it is that you're supposed to be authenticating. And even for things that we pretty much have figured out, how to talk to a website securely. So to some website, Amazon.com, all this cryptography with certificates, sends you a certificate signed by something that your browser trusts that says that it really has the name Amazon.com. And you do all this wonderful crypto and protocols, and then that you're talking to Amazon.com. Well, the problem is that I got caught in a scam. I wanted to renew my license. I'm a human. I don't know the right URL to get my Washington state license. So I did a Google search, and the top thing, you get this ridiculous URL that no human should ever see. But I do understand URLs. And the name in there was something perfectly reasonable, something like WashingtonLicensing.org. And the website looked perfectly reasonable. It gave me the choice of replacing a lost license or renewing my license. I clicked on renew, and it asked me everything I expected it to ask, which was what's my license number, what's my address, what's my credit card number, and success. I thought I wouldn't have thought anything of it in a month or two when I didn't receive my new license. But the bank fraud department called me because the criminals that put up that website were too greedy and they kept charging more and more. But it's a great example where, despite all of these standards and fancy math and all that, there is actually zero security because it assumes the human knows the right DNS name to go to. And there's absolutely no reason to believe that. I've told this story. Some people said it should have been a .gov URL, not a .org. As no, why should I know that? I'm a human. It is actually terrifying, and we don't have as much security as we think we do. And it's not due to weird weaknesses in the particular math of the cryptography. It's due to basic assumptions like assuming, well, the human will know the right DNS name.
Hey, I got it. Many proposals today advocate decentralization as a solution to trust and control issues. Where do you think decentralization genuinely helps, and where might it introduce new problems?
Right. So I love this question. People just kind of mindlessly have assumed centralization is bad. And this is all sort of comes out of blockchain. But centralization is going to be a lot more efficient because there's sort of one place. So you might think, well, that one place can do immense amount of harm. Well, if you have multiple centralized of something, then you can make something arbitrarily robust without any of the complexity of making it distributed. An example of this, credit rating bureaus. So there isn't some organization that decides which other organizations can be in a magic consortium of credit rating bureaus that trade information and agree on credit rating scores. No, anyone can be a credit rating bureau, and they have their own algorithms for how they get information and how they compute scores. If a landlord wants to find out what your credit rating is, they can ask any of the credit rating bureaus that they trust, or they can ask several of them and see if all of them pretty much agree. But if you do this kind of thing where you have, 20 entities that all have to be exchanging information, it's going to be, much less efficient. So for instance, Bitcoin is unbelievably expensive. They try to come up with other instances of blockchain that won't be as expensive in terms of energy consumption. It's just not a good solution, certainly not to any problems that really you just want a database for. So another thing about centralization is if you buy something through eBay, for instance, then if the merchant doesn't ship, they make the merchant ship it to you, or they give you your money back or something. If you use Bitcoin, hiring a hitman or something, if you pay someone to kill somebody and they don't kill them, who do you complain to get your money back? So it's nice to have some central organization for being the adult in charge of these things. So I have a lot of different talks about things that people claim, for instance, blockchain would be good for. And I explain for all of them why it actually would not be good, and some other solution that would be so much more efficient and robust.